Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another segment of our Lunch and Learn series here at Nicholas Children's Hospital. My name is Michelle. I'm one of the pediatric health interns within the Division of Psychology, and I am here with...
My name is Brittany Faluca, and I'm one of the neuropsychology interns here at Nicholas Children's Hospital.
And how we do our Lunch and Learn series, if you guys are familiar with our segments, is that they're going to be done bilingually. So Brittany will be discussing our topic in English first, and then I'll be translating in Spanish. So Brittany will be introducing our topic.
So today we're going to talk about something really fun, our teenagers, and what do we do with them in the summertime? Do we let them sleep all day long? Do we let them binge watch all of their favorite television shows? What do we do? Especially what happens when our kids are too young to work and a little bit too old for summer camp? Or what do we do with them when they've gotten back from summer camp and we still have 6 weeks left of summer and they're laying in bed all day? So how do we navigate those kinds of things?
Nuestro tópico para este segmento va a enfocar qué podemos hacer con los adolescentes durante este verano, porque hay adolescentes que están demasiado jóvenes para trabajar, pero también demasiado viejos para ir a algún campamento. Y vamos a ver algunos comportamientos típicos que ellos hacen durante el verano y cómo podemos poner alguna estructura o rutina durante el verano para ellos.
So I think one of the hardest things that parents have a difficult time struggling with their teens in the summer is sleep. Sleep in general for teenagers tends to be a really difficult conversation and topic. Actually, only about 15% of all teenagers and Americans say that they get enough sleep, and that's during the school year. So imagine how much they're not really sleeping or getting good sleeping patterns in the summertime. So sleep is basically food for the brain, and we want to make sure that even when they're off in the summer and they kind of make their own schedules, that they're still getting good quality sleep. Because if we're not sleeping, we're not protecting our brain, and we're definitely not doing things like getting good mood, waking up in the morning smiling, laughing, being our normal selves. And sleep helps us consolidate memory. So we want to make sure that our brains are protected. We get that food, we get that energy in the summer. So we're making sure that they're getting good sleep.
Durante el verano es muy importante para los niños, los adolescentes, a dormir con consistencia, porque nuestros sueños como nuestro alimento para nuestro cerebro. También es muy importante, y si no tenemos muchos dormidos durante el verano, durante cada noche, puede afectar nuestro ánimo, puede afectar cómo podemos funcionar durante el día, y también como podemos tener bastante dormido, pero también podemos tener poco dormido. También, entonces, es muy importante tenemos un equilibrio para ver durante el verano, porque los adolescentes tienen su rutina durante el año cuando están en las clases también, pero también es importante para el verano, porque sin embargo, ellos tienen que funcionar y para cuidar nuestro ánimo.
So when we navigate sleep with our teenagers, the question is, do we make them have a bedtime in the summer, and how do we navigate that? Teenagers on average should get about 8 to 10 hours of sleep. And as much as we want to catch up on sleep, it's actually not really good for our brain to sleep too much more than that. So too much sleep can actually make us really tired, groggy, and irritable. So we want to make sure that they're getting that 8 to 10 hour range, but giving them some freedom because they are teenagers. Mm-hmm. So maybe setting guidelines for bedtime, 10 to 12 hours. I mean, going to bed between 10 to 12 instead of maybe 3 in the morning. And then getting up by 10 o'clock and actually experiencing their day. And we're going to talk about some ways to get them out of bed too.
Típicamente los adolescentes necesitan entre 8 y 10 horas a dormir cada noche, y sabemos que todavía es su verano, sin embargo ellos quieren que quede despierta un poco más en la noche, pero también si un adolescente dormía demasiado tiempo cada día puede afectar su ánimo, puede sentir más cansado para hacer sus cosas que quiere hacer durante el día con sus amigos o cualquier programa que están. Entonces es muy importante para tener ese equilibrio.
And I think one of the biggest struggles that parents have with getting their teens to sleep are those phones. So phones, tablets, screen time, all of those things are really great for social, and we don't want to take them away, but they do need to sleep, and they actually wake up their brain. So that bright light from your iPhone or Android or whatever smartphone that they're using, or the iPod that they have underneath their pillow that they're hiding from you, that actually wakes up their brain a little bit. So we want to make sure that probably like an hour before bed, we're relaxing, we're going down, we're getting some downtime. So they're getting good quality sleep.
Y sabemos los adolescentes encantan los teléfonos, encantan las computadoras y quiere estar socializando con estos electrónicos durante la noche, pero lo que pasa es que todavía su cerebro se despierta cuando está usando esos electrónicos durante la noche, y pues es más difícil para empezar a dormir si todavía su cerebro se despierta y y quiere dormir después. Entonces es muy importante apagar los electrónicos 1 hora antes que empieza durmiendo.
So now that we know that they're getting good sleep, or hopefully we're putting some structure into sleep, what do we do to actually get them out of bed and routines? So sometimes binge watching television can be really, really fun. I'm definitely a culprit of it when it's a nice rainy day, but we don't want them watching entire television series in 1 week. We want to give them some things to look forward to. So families, sometimes they don't want too much structure in the summer because it's summer and they want to enjoy themselves and relax. And we want the teens to have that. We want you guys to all have that too. But too much downtime can actually make our brains bored. And when we're bored, we get anxious, we get restless, we get irritable. And we want to make sure that we're protecting their mood and helping them have a really happy, healthy summer. So we want to put some structure into place.
Quiero dar a los adolescentes cualquier rutina para ellos y cualquier estructura para ellos durante el día, porque cuando uno está sentado mirando el computador o el televisor por horas a horas a horas, uno puede sentir más triste o con más fatiga y no quiere, y no está interesado en saliendo totalmente con sus amistades o con su familia, cosas así. Entonces es muy importante para dar oportunidades para ellos a salir y monitorar cuánto tiempo está en la computadora, porque si estás chequeando, por ejemplo, a las 12 de la tarde y vas a chequear otra vez a las 5 de la tarde y todavía está allí, ya tiene que mantener cuidado y tomar algún break con los computadores electrónicos para salir o para hacer cualquier cosa en la casa.
So what we definitely want to do is figure out ways to put in structure, but fun structure. Some things that we can do, which I actually really love, is a summertime bucket list. And that doesn't have to be expensive at all. It doesn't have to break the budget. And we can do something called a staycation. So what I really like to tell families is to have everyone in the family make a bucket list, just 2, 3, even 5 things that they would want to do. And it can be in your area. It can be something as simple as go to a new park, hike in one of your surrounding areas, go to the beach. It can be even really silly, fun things like food truck night at your local community or movies in the park. So if everybody in the family can make a list of things that they would really want to do in the summer, we can start to make a list of things that they want to look forward to and we can do together as a family.
Sí. Una cosa que usted puede hacer con su familia es haciendo una lista de actividades con toda la familia, actividades que cada persona quiere hacer. Cada persona pone entre 3, 5 cosas para decir qué quiere hacer durante el verano. Y no necesita que hacer un viaje que está caro o pagar bastante cosas para ir a otros lados. También hay actividades gratis en la comunidad o cualquier actividad como ir a la playa o saliendo al cine, cosas así que están chiquitos, pero es tiempo con la familia y estructura también, que ellos saben qué va a hacer durante el verano, que no está pensando que no voy a hacer nada durante todo el verano. Hay actividades y hay cosas que ellos quieren hacer.
So there's actually a couple of really amazing apps out there, and we're going to put some resources for you up after this. There's a couple of apps. There's something called U Nation, literally just the letter U and Nation. And it gives a list of all the things happening in your community, and there's tons and tons of free or very low-cost activities. They even list things like the free museum days in your community, so you can develop and make a list of things they can do that can be a little bit more affordable. And then they have really cool things that you might not even know are happening, like a concert series in the park or yoga in the park. So there's lots of very cool, fun things you can do that we can find to build some structure into their day, but also have things that get out of bed and have things to look forward to.
Sí, ustedes pueden buscar en internet bastantes programas que hay en la comunidad que son gratis para las familias y algunos museos o parques que día específica son gratis también. Y nosotros vamos a poner algunos websites para decir dónde puede cobrar en toda la nación. Dónde puede cobrar actividades que son gratis, son más baratas para su familia, para sus niños. Tiene que algo que ellos quieren hacer durante el verano, y también puedes buscar, sin embargo, por internet, busca si hay actividades gratis por la familia durante el día, en cualquier comunidad, en cualquier país donde está ahora.
So if we make a list of things that even just once a week that they can do, but what are we going to do with them during the day? So some things that we might want to do is, I know a lot of our teens have homework, and they tend to wait to the very last minute. So instead of overtaxing and making them super stressed in the summer, we could put some structure in. Maybe 1 hour every day they do their homework. Maybe 1 hour every day they have chores or things that they have to do to kind of help the family household. And chores are actually shown to help teens learn structure and kind of develop the skills that they'll need for work. And then we definitely want to give them their own time. So a couple hours of the day that they can decide what they want to do, because it is their summer and they worked really hard and deserve to have it.
Y también es importante para dar ellos control a cosas que ellos quieren hacer, por ejemplo, dando su tiempo libre, que todavía es verano, todavía es tiempo que está libre en la escuela, entonces es muy importante para dar a ellos la oportunidad para tomar cualquier opción. Pero también con los adolescentes sabemos que es poco típica que tener cualquier tarea durante el verano, cualquier libro que tiene que terminar hasta cuando llega agosto, entonces poniendo que podemos poner una hora para leer su libro cada día y después de eso para hacer una actividad que prefieras.
And then some other really fun things that we can do is everybody has to eat. So if you guys, and I'm a pretty big foodie, I love to cook. So I really like to recommend for families that enjoy cooking to do things like having little food challenges. So maybe your teen, and this can apply to all of your children across, is they can actually pick dinner. Or you guys can go on some recipe websites online and they can kind of pick which one they want to make together, and they can start to learn the skills to learn how to cook, and they can help you. You can even do silly things like let's have a pizza making challenge, and everybody in the family makes their own pizza and we kind of share it with each other. And if we want to bring the teens or anybody in your family over and want to have some friends over, this could be really fun social activities that they can do that also can be affordable in your house.
Una actividad particularmente porque sabemos de todas las personas de la familia que encanta comiendo. Entonces una actividad específicamente es una actividad que para preparar alguna comida con toda la familia y que podemos preparar la comida lo más rápidamente. Y también eso es una oportunidad social porque puedes pedir a los amigos a venir a la casa para hacer esta actividad, comiendo juntos y también jugando. Es una actividad que puedes socializar todos.
So we mentioned the social piece a little bit too, and we want to make sure that we're balancing a good social life. So they're spending some time with their friends and getting that actual social piece and that connection, because that's going to definitely impact mood. And we want to make sure that we're building in some family quality time too, and that's going to help you keep and maintain a healthy relationship. So silly things like making dinner together, going for the park, all of those things can be really good things, and family game nights can be really, really fun too. Some other suggestions that we have that we tend to love, and I'm a big proponent, is working out. So I have a lot of mothers and dads or parents in general that say, I can't get my teen to work out, and doctors really recommending that they get activity and we don't want them laying down. Well, I say to the parent first, do you work out? Because guess what? If you're not taking care of yourself, we can't expect that they are too. So we want to make sure that whatever we're setting into place, you're also modeling that, right? Because they're looking at you as their role model, and that's where they're learning. So there's ways that we can work out together. And it doesn't have to be an hour of running on a treadmill or something really boring. It can be playing volleyball in the backyard with the family, or connecting. We have really, really fun, active games that we can play together, walking around the park. Doing silly things like that can be great ways to kind of build structure, have family time, and have things to look forward to.
Y sabemos que los adolescentes todavía tienen sus amistades y es importante para ellos tener oportunidades para salir con sus amigos y para socializar, o si quieren conocer más amigos en cualquier programa para conocer nuevas personas. Y también una parte que es bien importante es ejerciciando, porque y eso bastante puede contribuir en su ánimo también, si está activo. Y una pregunta que siempre preguntamos a los padres, si quiere su hijo a hacer ejercicio, pregunta, ¿usted hace ejercicio también? Porque es importante para el padre para modelar ese comportamiento también. Entonces, puede caminar por parque, hacer un juego, sentir activo durante su verano puede contribuir por un buen ánimo durante todo el tiempo. Y sabemos que estamos hablando mucho de tomando rutinas y escritura con consistencia, pero también, sin embargo, es verano y es un tiempo para disfrutar.
So now we've given you a couple of fun things that you guys can do that can be affordable and fun. So we want to make sure we're prioritizing sleep. We're giving them things that they can do every single day to look forward to. Maybe once a week we do a family activity that might be out of the house that we can do together. But we're also making sure we're spending time with each other and we're spending time with friends.
Sí, las partes importantes de este segmento es monitorando el tiempo que está dormido, dando cosas que pueden motivar a su adolescente a salir de la cama o salir de la computadora, y también poniendo actividades que ustedes pueden hacer juntos, y ustedes pueden decidir cualquier actividad juntos también, porque socializar con consistencia.
So after this, make sure you check out all of our resources. We're going to give you a couple more as well that have other great ideas. And we just want to say thank you so much for your time and for watching us, and enjoy your summer. They're only young months, so enjoy them now.
Y muchísimas gracias por participando en nuestro segmento de Lunch and Learn. Y después de ese segmento nos vamos a poner algunos websites donde pueden coger cualquier actividad en su comunidad. Y otra vez, muchísimas gracias por tomar su tiempo con nosotros.